if you want to start Carnival this week, that's absolutely fine. The rhythm is, as it says, a tempo of a samba. So it's a sort of carnival feel and it's an offbeat rhythm. So to begin with, some of the notes in the right hand are not going to fall on a count. First one does, obviously, but then after that, it's not quite like that. I'm going to count again, like we did in Sket, so in quaver counts rather than 2 crotchet counts, just to make it easier to learn the music and to get the rhythms right. So hopefully on your music, the counting has come through on the print. If not, I'll just show you that in a second. So starting with the right hand. That's the first line, okay? So if it hasn't, or it's not clear, just make sure you've got this written out. So you've got 1 and, because that A comes between the 2 counts. 2 comes between those 2 notes. You see how offbeat it is? Then that D is on an and. That's a half count as well. Then we're on the beat. And then we've got repeat of that opening rhythm there, and it keeps coming up a few times through the music. All right. So if you haven't got it written in, maybe write it in. There are staccatos at the end of some of the slurs, and that accentuates the rhythm. Like that. If I do with no staccato, sorry, it just sort of goes flat, doesn't it? It hasn't got that sort of party feel, which is what a samba is. It just lifts the rhythm and lifts the music. So put those staccatos in. The second line starts the same as the first line. It's just these last 2 bars are different. Okay, and they're also different because watch out. That's all I can say. This time that C sharp doesn't come on a half count or between the counts. It comes on a count. So the rhythm goes straight at that point. It's either offbeat or straight as the rhythms. Okay, so that one is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So watch out. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So if I do that line again on the second line, here it comes, 1, 2. So you've just got to wait and place the C sharp on the count rather than either side of it. The left hand is just doing a steady repeated accompaniment, all staccato, lots of octaves. So make sure it all sounds the same. It's only as I get into the last bar that it changes, and the last note is a longer note. It's not a staccato note. If you tried that hands together, you will have to be careful because the hands are completely independent in what they're playing. The first note, the left hand is staccato, but the right hand isn't. All right. This is all legato in the right hand, but the left hand isn't. So if you listen carefully to the left hand, apart from the last note, the rest of it was all exactly staccato. I didn't lengthen any notes in between. They were all the same. All right, so that's something you will have to watch out for. If you go on any further, the right hand will take a little bit of learning. The 2 lines are virtually identical. It's just the last bar is 1 note instead of 4 or 5. But you've got to find your way around all these semiquavers and use the fingering correctly. Don't forget the F sharp, which is in your key signature. Okay, onto the last line. So copy the fingering in again on the last line. Sorry, that's me talking. Let's do that second bar again. Third bar. And finishing on the last bar. So I'm finishing with my 4 on the minim G. Okay, so it's just a question of learning that slowly and carefully. The left hand, the chords, you should be able to find those easily. There's only one note difference between the first bar and the second. The thumb's just moving from C to B. It's the rhythm, but the rhythm is very similar to the beginning. It's all offbeat, apart from the last bar, which is on the beat. Suddenly you get a pedal at the end. So there's a pedal down, then a pedal up with a staccato G. There, just one little pedal. All right. I'm not sure if you're going to put that hands together, but if you did, you've got the same problem really. Well, not problem, but the left hand is all staccato, and the right hand is all legato. Make sure that's on the beat. Pedal down and pedal off. Both hands off as well.